Hey guys, Joseph here. Monday night, Tim is about to go live with our good friend Sam Bakhtiar. We're going to wait here a minute or two before Sam hops on here, but hope you're all doing well. For those of you who did not watch Tim Storey live last night, make sure you guys go and check that out. It is on Facebook at Tim Storey Official. So make sure you check that out. We're going to wait here for Sam to hop on. Let's see here, guys. Let's go back here. I don't see Sam yet. Sam, you out there?
As Sam's getting ready, Joseph,
Yeah.
tell him about all the good feedback we got from last night.
Oh, last night was amazing, Tim. We had on your good friends, our good friends, Lewis House. Lewis was amazing. Christina Anstead. Thank you for Christina for hopping on. And Wynn Claybaugh, who's the Dean and Director of Paul Mitchell Schools. So thank you for everyone who tuned in last night. Amazing night. You can still watch it on Facebook at Tim Storey Official. And great night. I tell you this, stay tuned for this Sunday as we announce the guests here coming up Wednesday. Got a special night in store for you guys. But just waiting for Sam here. So let's see.
Joseph, we're lining up the guests.
We are lining up the guest.
People are saying, are you having trouble finding guests? The answer is no.
We're not having trouble. There's Sam right here. Let's see. Go live with Sam. It's working its magic. Sam!
What's up, Joseph?
Man, how are you, brother?
Doing fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing amazing. It is nice to see you. Obviously, I'm not Tim. Tim's going to hop in, but Sam, you're like family to me. I love you. You love your family, your kids, everyone. Thanks for hopping on. I'm going to let the man hop in with the man right here, and you guys can go at it. But Sam, thanks for taking the time out of your Monday night.
Of course, man. It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Love you, man. Here's Tim.
Albert's in the house. I see you, Albert.
Come on.
Hey, Tim. What's up, bro?
Okay.
I miss you, bro. I miss you so much.
I mean, because we're real friends, right?
Yes, I appreciate you and I miss you, bro.
Okay, so one of the reasons for this conversation is that, so many people are watching us from all over the world. And Sam, since COVID-19, so many folks are coming to guys like yourself, myself, and saying, give me some answers, okay? So I wanted to dialogue with you tonight because you know what it's like to go against the odds. So tonight I want to talk to you a little bit about against all odds.
Yeah.
So first I'm going to tell you the word odds means something impossible, overwhelming, low probability. And so, man, you've been there where it looked impossible, overwhelming, low probability. So tell me one of the ways we rise up against the odds. Give me one way we rise up against the odds.
The one way, man, is just faith. Faith. Because if you don't have faith, if you believe, you gotta believe. I don't care if you're a Christian, you're a Muslim, you're a Jew. That's nothing to do with that. You gotta believe that you're here on this earth for something greater than just being born, eating, pooping, and dying.
Yes.
So you're here for something greater. It's up to you to find out what that greatness is. You're not here because there's no mistake here. You're here for a reason.
Yes.
And so if you don't have faith, you perish. And you always got to have faith. You always got to know, all through my life, Tim, it was one thing after another. I'm sitting here in front of you, and if I told you I don't have challenges today, I'll be lying. And at the time when you go through these kind of setbacks, if you will, if you call it setbacks or you call it, devastations, you think about why me? But when you go through it, you look back and you're like, you know what? I'm so glad that happened. all my life, whether it was, being born in Iran, getting bombed on, my parents getting divorced at 3, me getting divorced, me going through bankruptcy and foreclosure, all of that stuff led me to who I am today. And
Yes.
for those people who are listening to this and going through some crazy times, man, listen, God has a plan, and God is not going to bless you until you prove that you're worthy of his blessing. If you lose faith and you give up, you're not worthy of his blessing. You have to keep
Yes.
going.
I like this. So one of the reasons I also want to talk about you is because in all my friends that I know, some own a lot of restaurants. You're my only friend that owns that many gyms.
Yeah.
So when they close your businesses down, what was your first response, second response, third response? Because here's what people need. They need us tonight. They've had doors closed on them.
Okay.
Either they've been working at a job and they got fired, okay? Or something closed, something shut down. I was even talking to some ladies that I know that have a maid service.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are afraid to bring cleaning services in because of the virus, right?
Yeah.
So when you found out that they're going to close down gyms, give me your first, second, third response.
The first thing, Tim, that I think that everyone should do is be totally transparent. Don't bullshit people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Don't
Oh, yeah.
don't BS people. You gotta be transparent. You gotta sit down and have a meeting with everybody. Be like, look, nobody wants to lay off people. Nobody wants to just be like, okay, man, everybody go home. We ain't getting paid right now. Nobody wants to do that. But if you are transparent and you show all your cards, you show everybody where you're at and what's happening, and you be as transparent as possible, then they can't fault you for it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And being a small businessman, I love all the people that work for us, all the people on our team. I know, but I don't want to have that conversation. But look, we're not, we go. But I have two choices. If I keep everybody on, then the company we lose the company, and nobody will have a job when everything gets back to normal, or be able to preserve as much as possible, and roll with the punches, if you will, and make the right decisions. But as long as you communicate your vision and you're transparent and you let everybody know what we're going to do, what the game plan is, and execute that game plan, nobody can fault you.
Okay, so here's what I'm loving. Number one, you talked about the power of honesty. And that's one thing that I love about you is that you had to go to your employees and not sugarcoat it and say, this is where we're at.
Yeah.
Okay. So the power of honesty, but also the transparency. And, just because we're leaders doesn't mean that we're not hurt. There are things that hurt us because we're leaders. Because when we have a lot of employees, we feel these things because we're both compassionate men.
Yeah. Yeah. You have to be, as a leader, you have to be vulnerable. You can't be this guy that's never vulnerable, doesn't have any feelings, any emotions. We're just like anyone else. We're just going to be just on the other side. For many years, I was on the other side. I was an employee. I was working, for someone else, and, it was, I was on the other side. I always loved a boss that was transparent, was able to communicate, and able to embed his vision onto everybody else in the organization.
I'm talking to Sam Bakhtiar. He is one of the best leaders, influencers, businessman, entrepreneur, speaker, writer, and looks like he's taken over the world all at once. But Sam, I have never lived in a house where I could hear bombs going off.
Yeah.
Tell people a little bit about your childhood with that, because we're facing a lot now, but this is not the first time you faced adversity.
Listen, Tim, I kind of laugh, and I hate to be insensitive, when I see, oh my God, there's a shortage of toilet paper. There's a shortage of water. There's no shortage of toilet paper or water. This is just overabundance of greed is what's happening here, in this country right now. I come from a third world country called Iran, where we were getting bombed on by Saddam Hussein for 8 years. Which there was real shortage of food, there was real shortage of gas, real shortage of water, real shortage of electricity, and so being born like that, right now, I get up every morning. I'm like, wow. I can't believe I live in this country where there's abundance of everything, where I can get out and I don't have to worry about getting shot. I don't have to worry about planes dropping bombs on me. I can have freedom of speech. We'll make fun of the president all the time on TV. If you say one bad word about the Ayatollah in my own country, you're going to get shot that day, guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
You know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean? So we live in this society where we can be anybody we want. We can do whatever we want. We have the freedom of speech. We have the freedom of entrepreneurship. We can do whatever we want, and we just have to make sure that we don't forget being grateful. Because when you're grateful, fear cannot exist. I think you taught me that.
Yeah.
You taught me that when you're grateful, fear and gratefulness cannot coexist.
Yes. So Sam and I are so close that even when he had one of the best weddings I've ever seen, I was the pastor who did the wedding. But Sam has amazing children. And so to your daughters, what are you saying to them, Sam? Because now you guys have to homeschool, everything has shifted, and they're wondering what's going on. To the parents, the fathers that are watching, how did you handle your daughters? Because you're a great father.
I think again, I want my children to know that I was always transparent. I was always open and honest. Obviously, they go to school and they have friends, and now they're wondering how come they can't go see their friends and all that kind of stuff. So you got to sit down and explain what a virus is to them. You got to explain what a pandemic is to them. You got to explain, how we have to adjust some things and do some things, and that's just life. You know what I mean? I'm glad that my daughters see this day, because I'm telling you right now, I believe when I went to medical school, Tim, I learned something that I didn't know. I've learned that stress is vital to life.
Ah.
Without stress and without adversity, life doesn't exist. We need stress. You know what happens when the stress is not, what happens when stress is not healthy? It's not that the stress is unhealthy, it's how you react with it and how you perceive it that becomes unhealthy.
Okay,
Look,
wow.
I think Les Brown said, in life, you're either in a problem, left a problem, or headed towards one. How you react to it and how you adjust to it is all the difference in the world.
Okay, I wrote down 3 words: intimidated, frustrated, motivated. I have never seen you intimidated. Okay, so intimidated, that's not what you do, right?
No.
Okay.
No. I try not to. I
Great
look scary.
answer.
Some people say you look scary, Sam, because I got this beard on and I got a little bit of muscle, and I'm like, dude, I'm 5'5". I can't be that scary.
That was such a great answer. Just no. Frustrated. Frustrated with what's going on in the business side. Help us out as business people. What do you do with the frustration? Come on, help us out.
The worst time of my life, Tim,
Yeah.
was the last recession in 2008. In 2000, my businesses were doing really good, and next thing you know, my business just went down. And at that time, I didn't know the ups and downs in the economy. I didn't know, there's up, save for a rainy day. I was making money. I was spending money. I was making money. I was spending money. So when 2008 happened, I was getting foreclosure notices on the house. I was at minus $314 in the bank account. And, we were pregnant with my first child, Bailey, which you know very well. Now Bailey's born in 2009. I'm minus $314 in the bank account, and I'm crying. I don't know what I'm going to do. Because I don't want to be that deadbeat dad who wasn't able to provide for his family. So when I'm frustrated, you really got two things to do.
Yeah.
Two ways again. You either sit down and lay down and complain and bitch and say, poor me, because of the economy I'm this way, because of my dad I'm this way, because of the war I'm this way, because of this and I'm that way. Or you got to be like, look, I'm going to get up, I'm going to figure it out. And you got to figure it out.
I want to shout out to Evan Carmichael, who likes us both.
Yes,
and
Evan
Albert
is the man.
Preciado. Grant Cardone, where are you? Come on, man. You texted me yesterday. The thing is, Sam, you've come up so fast. the last couple of years as a person who is influencing so many people, not just within your culture, but just influencing the world. But people don't understand the backstory, man. You went through so much and even educated yourself. This is Dr. Sam Bakhtiar. And so it's interesting when people think like, oh, he came out of nowhere. When really, don't you almost feel like God set you up for a time like this? Because people are looking for you for leadership. You know that, right?
Look, thank you, Tim. Tim, I learned something through 46 years of my life. I learned that when times are good, they're not always going to be good. And when times are bad, they're not always going to be bad. Life has seasons, and it's okay to make a mistake. But it's not okay to keep making the same mistake over and over and over again.
Yes.
So 2008 devastated me. That recession devastated me. I told myself, Tim, that I never, ever, ever will put my family in that position ever again. I never want to come home and see a foreclosure notices on my house. I never want to come home and see the electric shut down. I never want creditors calling me, where's my money? Where's my money? Where's my money? So after that, I made sure through hustle and through making the right decisions, talking to the right people, that I never put myself in that position again. So if you're listening to this and you're going through a hard time, you're like me when you were in 2008. That's okay. I make that same mistake before. But don't do what? 10 years from now, don't make the same mistake.
Okay,
Put your family in a favorable position by hustling, by making the right moves, by making the right savings, by not living above your means, and putting yourself in a position to be able to say, hey, if the world shuts down, my family is still going to have a roof over their head. My family is still going to be able to eat.
Yes. Henry Ford said it this way: failure gives you the opportunity to begin again more intelligently.
So true.
And so in our failures, we have the opportunity to begin again more intelligently. And I think opportunity is a real key here. And by being such good friends with you, you have learned to make the best of your opportunities. Have you noticed that? Like the opportunities that come now you've learned to make the best of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think life is a lot like boxing.
Mm-hmm.
You ever see a boxer that's pinned against a rope, and the other guy just wailing, throwing punches in bunches.
Yes.
Punches in bunches. Some boxers are just defending themselves and trying to figure out not to fall down, but other boxers like Muhammad Ali, like Floyd Mayweather, they're getting punched, but in the meantime, they're looking for an opportunity to come back.
Yes.
And if you're looking for the right opportunity, you find the right opportunity, you're going to come back stronger and better. You want to knock out the other guy. And then you see people do that against the ropes. And so right now, you're going through devastation, but don't let that haze your vision. Look for opportunities. Look for connections. Look to make some moves right now.
Okay, you see all the fire emojis? You're lighting people on fire, man. Okay, so let me do a little Tim Storey quote, but I just got it from you.
Okay.
Opportunity does not always come at the opportune time. So the opportune time means the right time. But opportunity does not always come at the opportune time. So when you hear me say that, I'm going to have to start quoting you nowadays. Because that's really what you're preaching right now. Because a lot of people wait for the skies to be blue, right? The birds are chirping. But sometimes in the midst of the pain and the challenge is when the opportunity comes.
Tim, I wholeheartedly believe that this COVID-19 is going to make, if it hasn't already, is going to make the world a better place.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm very, very sincerely, my deepest condolences to anybody who lost theirs. That's never good. And my condolences and everything, that something that was big 2 months ago, something that was a big deal 2 months ago, right now to a lot of people is not that big of a deal anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now there's somebody that you had like a little fallout with 3, 4, 5 months ago, last year, over some crap that you don't even remember. Now you're like, man, that's not cool, man. Maybe I should reach out to this guy. You know,
Yes.
so it's going to make us appreciate. Right now, I appreciate, driving again. I'm going to appreciate being able to go back to the gym again. I'm going to appreciate going back to the grocery store and having a full stock of shelves again, which we never seen before. We've never seen before in a country where, oh my God, they're out of Wonder Bread. They have 79 other breads, but my Wonder Bread is, oh my God, what am I going to do?
No, just amazing. It was interesting today for me to be driving to Orange County. I had to go somewhere, and to see one of the police guys with a cool car, but with a mask on. I mean, you really think you're almost in another country. I mean, things have shifted so much. Sam, tell us a little bit about what kind of businesses you're involved in for some of the followers that are coming on late to you. You know, you got so many followers already, but some that are coming on late. Tell people a little bit about the businesses you do.
So I own the CAM Transformation Center. I'm a co-founder of the CAM Transformation Center. We're an international franchise, over 120 locations. I'm the CEO of 1% Nutrition, a supplement company. I'm also CEO of MyoSport Nutrition. Those are my main businesses, and I do other investments and and things like that. But most importantly, man, none of that matters. I am a fan of just getting better.
Yes.
Whether it's through faith, family, fitness, finances, and of course, you got to have fun. The 5 F's of life.
So, are you glad that I finally lost my 10 pounds? Because you are one of the few guys that challenged me for getting a little bit chubby.
Tim, I love you, brother. I need to make sure I need to make sure you're around for me for a long time because so many times I was in a bad place, and you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
And I needed some spiritual guidance. I needed some advice.
Okay, look at Grant Cardone came on. Come on, Grant.
What's up, Grant?
We love you, Grant.
Grant, you'll kill me, man. Your IG stories kill me, man. I miss you, brother. And you, I love watching these stories.
And one reason I love Grant is that he builds all of us up. People don't know that behind the scenes, that Grant is always looking to build the next guy up. No matter what he has, man, he's out there building the next guy up.
Shout out to Grant, man. He came on the podcast. He gave me an opportunity to get on him on the show. He always talks to me like he's definitely somebody who elevates people around him.
Yes.
Shout out to Uncle G.
It's a new day because back in the day with Michael Jordan, Magic, Larry Bird, those guys, they became friends, through the All-Stars.
Yeah.
But there were other times in the NBA where guys played separately. This is a time we all need to play together because we've all had different backgrounds, different upbringings, and sometimes different beliefs. But we've got to elevate, as Grant just said. We got to elevate each other.
Yeah, elevate to levitate.
Yes. All right. So your businesses. Tell me about the gym business again. How many do you guys oversee?
So we have 125 right now.
Okay, 125 gyms. Do we have any idea when they're going to open up?
They say May 15th. I don't believe that yet. I'm gonna. If I had to guess with everything that's going on, I would say probably more like June 1st.
Okay.
Even then, right now we're already taking precautions. We're already going to limit the class sizes. We're going to, take, extra measure of being clean. And we're also going to put markers on the floor that everybody needs to be 6 feet from each other for right now. Until we get the handle on this, everybody got to pitch in. We're all in the same thing. Look, if everybody right now got to do their part, that's it.
Yes.
You can't bitch. You can't complain. You can't say this. This is happening not to you, to everybody. So do your part, and we all get through this together.
Okay, last question. Early morning routine. Why do you wake up so doggone early?
Tim, because I want to get done early so I can be with my family. I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I start hitting the gym. I start getting everything done because I shut things down around 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And once I shut things down, I put my phone away and I'm 100% with the family. When you text me earlier and said, can you do 6:45 tonight? I'm like, I'm like, what is it for? And you said, of course, for Tim, I'll stop anything. But normally my phone, after 3 o'clock, it can wait till next day, man.
Yes. And I see that about you because you're up early, you go to the gym, you're doing all your workouts, but even with your newborn, you love being a father. You love that side of life, don't you?
I don't want to play the wrong game. I don't want to play the wrong game. Years ago, I sat down with myself. I said, what is my top priorities? And this is in this order. My top priority is spend time with the family in that order.
Yes.
Other than, spend time with the family, make a living for the family, and stay healthy so I could do 1 and 2. So everything on my calendar that I do is for those 3 reasons.
I love it. If you guys are loving what we're talking about tonight, send me some emojis. Since I love emojis, Sam. And Grant just said, ain't no virus going to stop us.
Nope.
And at the same time is that we are all humanitarians. All of us that are talking, we are humanitarians, man. We love lifting people up. And Sam, anytime I have a need, when I'm doing some kind of project, you're always asking me, Tim, what do you need? Tell me where that came in your life, that giving side of you, where you're a giver. You want to lift people up.
Tim, I wish that I can sit down and tell you that I was always like that, but I wasn't. I'm not going to BS anybody or anything like that, because most of my life, Tim, I was in a situation where I was in a fight or flight. I was living paycheck to paycheck. I was trying to figure things out. And
just a second, they're asking for Ed Milet to come on. Ed, me and you've been texting. Ed, get on. We're having a little powwow. Okay.
Shout out to Ed. I was living the paycheck, so I couldn't even think about, helping others, because when you are drowning, you can't help somebody from drowning if you can't swim.
Yeah.
So once I was able to figure out that I can actually breathe, is when I was like, now that I'm okay, what can I do for fulfillment? How can I help in hand? So I believe, here's my belief, and not everybody's going to agree with this. You got to be a little bit selfish to elevate yourself, isolate yourself, and elevate yourself. Then when you're at a certain point, that you can be able to help everyone. Now yes. Some people, they're natural givers like you. There's like Mother Teresa, there's Gandhi. They're natural. They don't have a dime, but they don't even help others. I feel like you got to first get to a certain point to help other people.
I love it. Shout out to Leanna Hawk. She's phenomenal. She's from New York, business lady. The leaders are on tonight. Shout out to Benny Perez, one of the best leaders, Las Vegas, changing people's lives literally all over the world. I think he's been to probably at least 30 countries talking. I knew that if I brought you on, the leaders would come out. Sam, don't go to bed so early on us, man. We need you.
I'm not in bed, man. I'm just holding my baby boy, man. I'm just holding my baby boy.
Okay. So listen, last thing I want to say to you is that when you dream about better times in your life, of what's coming next, obviously it's the platforms you're speaking on, it's the projects you're doing, but what is Sam Bakhtiar excited about right now?
Honestly, man, what I'm most excited about is spending time with my family.
Wow.
And helping other people elevate their life.
And you're serious. You're so serious. Because Sam comes to my church and I see you're there with your family. You're holding your baby. You're pushing the stroller. You're kind of throwing me off. I'm like, he's got this sensitive side that I didn't know he was that sensitive.
Bro, I changed diapers. I just gave him a bath. I mean, he came in the shower with me. I was giving him a bath and all that kind of stuff. I don't want to play the wrong game. I don't, I don't want to be one of those guys who are busy. So I know, because when I'm on my deathbed, I want to know that I give my family everything. You know what I mean? And to me, spending time with them is the most important part. It's something that I live for. And now I'm at a point that I get joy out of helping others, get unstuck. I get joy out of helping others succeed through all my life's, trials and tribulations.
Okay, so one guy that knew I was going to talk to you wanted me to ask you about cars.
Mm-hmm.
Because you love cars, but I think you love cars just because you love cars.
I do.
I mean, I go to your house, you got cars all over the place. So, and thank you that you've been so kind that you're going to let me borrow your cars here and
All
there.
right. Well, let's go
But
check him out. You want to go? You want to go check him out?
let's go check him out. He's walking towards his car. Don't you love
hold on a second.
live?
It might take him 5 minutes to get there.
Where?
Joseph just said it may take you 5 minutes to
You
get
see
there. He's
my
got a
baby
big
boy?
house, you guys.
You see him?
So there's his little baby there. Okay, I'm loving
All right.
Have him in a pool empty. In a pool empty.
That's
got
what I
him in
do,
an
man.
empty
That's what I do.
Damn, Sam.
All right, Sam. This is live TV, yo. Okay, what in the world am I dealing with? Okay, tell me what I'm looking at. The first one.
So this is a Ferrari 488.
Okay,
That's
give me a better view of it, Sam.
Let's see.
That's the one I do not want to drive. That may be too much power for me, Joseph.
That's the Huracan Performante.
My goodness, that one makes me nervous too.
That's the G-Wagon.
The G-Wagon, and he's got a Rolls Royce.
Yeah, all right. That's another garage. You want to go in another garage?
Yeah, he's got other garages. I love this because for all you that are watching, whenever I need something, Sam's always asking, what do you need?
Yep.
What do you want? I'm always trying to pay for dinner. He goes, Tim, please. He'll never let me pay for dinner. Benny Perez, Sam is building your faith. He's building your faith. So now we're in another garage.
Here's a Range Rover.
He's got his Range Rover. He's been driving that lately because of the baby. I've seen that.
And that's a Rolls.
And then there's the Rolls right there. But just so you know, and we won't get into all of it, but there's a lot of other cars in a lot of other places.
Missing.
Okay, but where are you going now?
I'm going back to the office. I can go back in the garage. Here we go. We're here.
No, that's enough. But the thing that I love about him, Joseph, is he has balance. You have balance. I mean, your wife is my friend. Your children are my friend. You're good with people. Sam, you're good with your employees, man. Your employees are so respectful to people. That says a lot to a guy like me.
Well, you know, at the end of the day, I was in their shoes, and I know what I wanted as a boss. And you don't want a boss. You want somebody who takes personal interest in your well-being, personal interest in your personal development. And I always tell people, you motivate people by showing interest in them.
Yes. Okay.
Genuine interest.
Okay, because I'm going to ask you this, Joseph. I don't think I've ever asked anybody this question. I'm listening. Sam, because you're a little bit street, why did you know that Tim Storey was for real? Because when we met, you just almost like sized me up, and you were watching me, and something you said, this brother is my real brother, and he's for real. I've never asked anybody this. Have I, Joseph?
Nope.
But you're so street. Tell them why.
Bro, when I met you, we came to your church, you were taking time to talk to every single person. You didn't know me, but you welcomed us with open arms. You shook my hand, you looked me in the eye, and you said, take my number. If you never need anything, call me. And wow. I was like, and it wasn't, some people just say, hey, call me when you need anything, this and that. It wasn't a fake, call me, here's my number. No, you meant it. I did mean it. And you were so generous every single time with your time. Every time I needed some spiritual counseling, every time I needed some guidance, I needed a man's perspective, I needed God's perspective. You were there for me. And I don't want to get all emotional about it, you know, but dude, you saved me a couple of times. I was in a bad place, you know.
Yeah.
So, you know, with that, you know, I'm always grateful for you, and I always know that you got my back, and that's why I'm always there for you, and I always have your back.
You know, Sam, that touches me emotionally because when I met you, I didn't know what kind of work you did. I just felt you were powerful.
Yeah.
But I didn't know if you were gonna get in a Prius or what kind of car you drove, or didn't. No one told me. No one gave me a heads up. I knew you were a powerful man, but I also knew that someday we were gonna have such a connection that we would protect each other.
Yeah.
And every man that's listening needs to hear this. Men need each other. We need each other, man. We need each other. This battle is real, right?
Yeah.
And we need each other. We need to lift each other up, build each other up, be there for each other, be vulnerable at times, and know that, you know, one person, you're powerful, but when you connect to another person of power, you're about unstoppable.
I agree with that. And in these days, unfortunately, you know, one thing that I felt from you is most people, you kind of befriend you. Sorry about that. You know, most people kind of befriend you, or they tell you, hey, you know, if you need anything, call me. But once you do, you almost immediately owe them a favor.
Yeah.
You weren't that person. You weren't that person. You meant
Thank
it genuinely. You were giving, and you never expected anything back. And that's the kind of people I want to be around. That's the kind of people I want to surround myself with, you know. And in life, I always say, if you want to get what you want out of life, help people get whatever yours. And you're the true testament of that.
I love it. I love it. Grant, thanks for staying on. I love Grant Cardone.
He's the man,
taking over.
dude.
He's
He's
taking
a
over the
beast.
world. And
He's a
Grant, I
beast.
like that you say you're going back on tour as soon as you can. If you get a chance to go on Grant's tour, you got to go, because his tour is just blowing things up. And Sam, let me say this to you, Sam. The best is yet to come, man.
Yeah.
You are shining bright. People need your message. When you're speaking on these big platforms, I watch you speak to thousands of people. There's such a gift that's coming out of you, and it's your time, and it's a privilege to be your brother.
Likewise, Sam. I appreciate you. Thank you for always believing me. Thank you for always being there for me. And you know, you now you can't get rid of me, bro. Like, you can't get rid of me. That's why every once in a while, I'm like, God, what does he want again? But I truly, it's an honor to have you in my corner, man.
So,
Thanks, man.
Grant just said to you, the best is yet to come, Sam. 10x.
Yes, man. Grant is every time that I feel a little bit demotivated, I look at Grant, and Grant is, I tell everybody to read, be obsessed or be average, read 10x. Everybody who I talk to, I'm like, oh,
Exactly.
I'm motivated. I'm like, read Grant's book.
Yes. Hey, love you. We'll see you in a few days.
Love you more, bro. Appreciate
Life
you.
is good.
God bless
Bye-bye.
you.
Love you, Sam.